Hey there everyone, welcome to another video of Foxandroid. So in this video we're going to learn how to implement fragments using Kotlin as the backend language, right? So if you do not know about the basics of the fragments, I already have a video on that. You can just check out that video by clicking on this I button, then you can continue with this video. So that video going to help you a lot, so do check out that video. So let me just show you what we're going to get by the end of this video. So if you can see on my mobile screen, I have this activity opened, and at the bottom of the activity I have two buttons, fragment 1 and fragment 2. So if I just tap on this button, you can see the fragment has been inflated to this activity, right? We haven't changed any activity, but a fragment has dynamically been added to this activity. Now if I just tap on second button, this fragment is replaced with the second fragment, right? So if I just again tap on fragment 1, we can switch between these fragments. So this fragment concept is used in most of the modern apps like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, right? Where we have one activity and we keep on changing the particular area with the fragments, right? So this is a really good thing to learn in Android development. So if you want to implement the same to your Android application, make sure you watch this video till the end. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving the notification of the upcoming videos. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So let's start with the development. So first we're gonna make the front end part, and we are going to alter the code of the main activity. So I'll just change this layout to relative layout, and here we're going to implement fragment container view. We'll set the width as match parent and the height as 600 dp maybe, and we'll give it id. So if you can see, this particular area will implement the fragments. So we're going to change all the fragments inside this area, right? We have set the width to the match parent and height to 600 dp, right? Now we are going to put two buttons at the bottom. So let me just quickly do that. Okay guys, we are done with the main activity. Basically we have a container view and two buttons to change the fragments. Now we are going to make two fragments, right? So there are two methods of doing that. The first one is you just right click on this app, go to new, then you can just go to this fragments tab and choose the fragment according to your requirement. This is pretty much simple, as we are creating a new activity. This is just same as creating a new activity, right? So there is another method. The second one is we are going to create a new layout resource file. Let me just name it as fragment1 and change this to relative layout. Click OK. So inside this you can implement anything like buttons, recycler view, something like that, right? Okay guys, as I've told you that you can implement anything inside this layout. This particular layout is for fragment 1, but as if now I'm just implementing a text view that would differentiate between fragment 1 and fragment 2. And let us just set the background color. So for that we are going to declare two colors here. So fragment 1, so let us take something greenish. Okay, we have declared two colors. These colors will be using as the background. Okay, now let us just create second fragment quickly. Let me just copy this text view and set the background as fragment 2. So okay, we have created two layout resource file for fragment 1 and fragment 2. So we are pretty much done with the front end part. Now we'll just go to the backend code. So before that, we'll go to build.gradle, and here we'll enable the view binding. Let us just sync the project. So okay, the sync has been completed. Now to implement the backend code for fragment 1 and 2, we are going to create two classes. So we are going to create a Kotlin class, name it as fragment 1, right? And we are going to create another class, fragment 2, right? So to implement the fragment, this will implement the fragment class, and inside the constructor will pass the layout resource file. So for this, fragment 1, and similarly for fragment 2. Okay, that is pretty much everything we need to do inside this fragment classes, right? Now we'll just go to main activity. So first thing we are going to do is the view binding thing. Okay, we have implemented the view binding concept. Now we are going to set the on click listener on both the buttons. So fragment 1 button dot set on click listener, and similarly we'll set the on click listener on button 2. Now inside this button we are going to call a method replace fragment, right? And let us just create this method also. Okay, this will take a argument of type fragment, right? So here when the user taps on this first button, we want to inflate this fragment, right? Fragment 1. So we'll pass the object of the same fragment 1, and similarly when the user taps on second button, we want to inflate second fragment, right? So we have called this method and passed these fragments. Now inside this method, we're going to create an instance of fragment manager, and then fragment transaction. So okay guys, what we have done here is we have just replaced the fragment container with the fragment, right? So for example, you can see this is the fragment container. We want to replace it with this first fragment or second fragment, depends on which button user taps on, right? So if user taps on the first button, we'll replace it with fragment 1, and similarly if user taps on second button, we'll replace it with fragment 2. Then we are going to call this fragment transaction dot commit. You can just consider this transaction as a normal transaction. For example, in a banking transaction, right, we have just begin the transaction, we have replaced it, then we have called the commit method, right? So that is pretty much everything to implement these fragments. Now let me just quickly install this app to my cell phone and check if it is working fine or not, right? So okay guys, the app has been installed to my cell phone, as you can see on my mobile screen. If I just tap on this fragment 1, we have replaced the container view with fragment 1. If I just tap on fragment 2, we have got fragment 2 here. So I guess we have successfully implemented this feature to an Android application, and I also hope that you guys have understood the code. In case of any doubt, you can always ask me in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on screen right now. If you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and in case you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving the notification of the upcoming videos. So that is it for today's video. See you in another video. Bye.